All right, everybody. Thanks for coming to this video. This is going to be the pretest. Okay, so if you are not prepared with a piece of paper or a pencil or a pen or a crayon or a marker or whatever you want to use, okay, pause the video, go grab that. Okay, don't know why you missed that in the first place. That's okay. So now that you got a pencil, paper, we're going to be moving on into talking about our new unit, okay? So technically speaking, give you a little, pull back the curtain a little bit behind the production of everything. Technically speaking, we have 2 units left. However, their ideas are fairly similar, so I'm going to mesh them together and kind of intermingle them, okay? So we had 2 units, ecosystems and population interactions. But there's a lot of overlap, I feel, between these topics that it's very hard to do them separately without talking about the same kind of concepts. Okay, so to save on all of that and all the confusion, we're going to just combine them together. Okay, so we're going to make one bigger unit, which will last us for the rest of the year. So this is the last unit we're doing for the rest of the year. Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, we're already halfway through April. Isn't that crazy? Halfway through, I was thinking about that last night. Halfway through April. Just, man, time flies when you're sitting in your room quarantined. So, all right, well, we're going to start with new unit ecosystem populations, okay? So we're going to be discussing different intricacies between the ecosystem, how things within the ecosystem interact with each other, how do we define ecosystems, what are we looking for when we talk about ecosystems, okay? This is a wonderful unit I love very dearly because I have got my degree in environmental science, like I said, and a lot of my classes were focused specifically on looking at ecosystems and population interactions. Okay, one class I had specifically called ecosystem management is where I'm taking a lot of these different ideas from, and that one was a great class taught by one of my favorite professors, Dr. Deb Kennard. We just called her Deb, but yeah, so it's pretty easy, straightforward. Enough sidetracked, enough back talking there. Okay, we're gonna continue on with our pretest. Okay, so again, if you don't have a paper or pencil, go grab that. Pause the video, go grab that, and we can get started on there. Okay, so based on the feedback from the last pretest, what I'm gonna do for these is I'm just gonna read them. I'm gonna explain them. If you need more time, you're gonna pause it, and then you can take as much time as you want. You can go to the bathroom, you can go get dinner, you can do whatever you want. Come back to it, fill it out, okay? There will be a Google Doc for you to fill out along with this, okay? If you can open both of them up at the same time, this video and that, you can just listen to me while you type in your answers. That's cool. If you can't, like I can't, take a piece of paper, write down your answers, and then you just got to copy your answers over onto the Google Doc, okay? All right, moving forward. First question, okay? What is ecology? Okay, we've talked a lot about different ologies before, biology, geology, those kind of things. So you should be able to break down some of those words to kind of get a guess as to what it means. Okay, so put down something. What do you think ecology means? Or if you don't know what ecology means necessarily, don't have that definition, you could probably label some different things that are associated with ecology. Okay, something ecological. Okay, moving on. Number 2. Organize from smallest to largest, okay? So these 5 words, you're going to organize them from smallest to largest, okay? So these words are biosphere, community, ecosystem, population, and organism, okay? So you're going to label from smallest to largest. Which one's the smallest? Which one's the largest? Organize them, make like a little line or something like that, okay? Or you can just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. That works for me, okay? Number 3. How is a food web different from a food chain? Okay, so those are 2 different concepts. We're going to talk about both of those and how they work more specifically in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, what is the difference between a food web and a food chain? Okay, number 4. List the types of species interactions. Okay, so in what ways do species interact? Okay, different species of the same kind, how do they interact with each other? There's some specific names we're going to talk about, and they're things that you guys are probably fairly familiar with just by the name of it, but maybe not know the definition. Okay, but label off what you know. What are the types of species interactions? Okay, number 5. How do trophic levels relate to food chains and food webs. Okay, so trophic levels. This is a weird one. This is a weird one. We're going to get into that definition when we talk about food webs and food chains. Okay, trophic levels. But trophic levels, you know what a level is. So maybe you could, if you know what a food chain or a food web is, maybe you can connect what levels might be on those. We'll see. Something like that. Number 6. List the major ecosystems within Colorado. Okay, so a lot of what we're going to be talking about within this unit is going to be focusing specifically on Colorado, because that's probably a place that you guys are fairly familiar with. The majority of you have lived here probably your entire life. So you have the most experience, and it's an easy way for you to get good examples. We can look around our Great Valley here and point to different examples to show different ecosystems. Okay, so I think there's going to be closer to about 8. Okay, we'll talk about that in the next video. There's probably going to be about 8. So label off the major ecosystem things you can think of. Okay. What are the 2 models used for population growth? So because we're talking about populations, we're going to talk about how populations grow or how they don't grow. And there's different models to use. Okay, they have 2 different names. So when you think of population growth, what are some words that come up? They're going to be more mathematical probably to you guys. We're going to use them within our population growth section as well. Okay, so what are some models that we can use to measure population growth or that are used for population growth? Number 8. What is the difference between abiotic and biotic factors? Please do not label, oh, there's a letter A in one and there's not in the other. That's okay. I guess that is a difference, but that's not the difference we're looking for. Okay, you're going to have to know what the definition of abiotic is and biotic is, and then what's the difference. Okay. Number 9. What is coevolution? What is coevolution? Okay, so because we're talking about ecosystems and we're talking about population interactions, we're going to be talking a little bit about evolution, how things work in with each other. Okay, so coevolution. What is coevolution? Number 10. Why is ecosystem reading it wrong. Why is ecosystem resiliency important for restoration? Okay, we've talked about different issues that we've had within the ecosystems around us, what we've done to the ecosystem. So why would it be important for ecosystems to have resiliency? Okay. All right, number 11. So these next 3, they're important. They're not going to be about content. These are more just, I want to get some questions from you guys, just hear something. So these answers, they're pretty easy, okay? Are there any changes you want to see within the videos, within the Google Classroom? Is there anything you want to see differently? Anything that you've seen in other classes that you think is cool? I'll also take that here, okay? If Mr. Nicholson is doing something really, really cool that you like, just shoot me something about that. Tell me something about that because I want to hear. Because, I'm no longer in the building. I don't have the same contact that I do when I'm in the building. Most of the time I'm wandering around talking to other teachers and seeing what they're doing and getting ideas from them, but I don't get that chance anymore. So if you see something in a different classroom that you like, please let me know, and I'd love to hear it because I want to see what I can do differently potentially for any of those. Little easy answer was my email. You should know this. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so what's my email? And is there anything else that you want to see from me? Okay, it's a little bit different than number 11. Okay, is there anything else you want to see? For example, is there anything I'm not doing that you'd like me to do? Is there anything you need to tell me? Please put it in there. These are all going to be private documents. I'm going to be the only one seeing them. So if you need to say something or if you want to say something about it, please let me know. If not, that's fine too. Okay. So that's the end of our pretest. Show a little short, but that's all right. Okay. We're going to get through some different concepts and get started in the next video. Okay. So the next video, I believe we're talking about ecosystems, which will help us with our ecosystem project. Okay. And that's where the other little assignment's going to come into. Okay. So I'll join you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Please put those in the Google Drive or the Google Doc and send that in as soon as you can. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.